Welcome back, JCG. I'm really looking forward to meeting you all in person. Year 10 this week and Year 12 the following week. I've got a really beautiful workshop planned for you all. It's really about giving you a forum to talk about your feelings and what you found in lockdown. And it's based with Art House Jersey. And the culmination of it will be a massive whole island exhibition. So I'm so looking forward to sharing it with you. Please take a few minutes now to watch the story beat and the workshop that's going to be telling you what you're going to be doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next couple of weeks. I can't wait. I'm sure it'll be fantastic, and I look forward to seeing the fruits of all of your labours too and hearing what special memories you've got of lockdown. I've sat here slightly out of breath because I've just walked up the Killer Hill from Greve de Lec, but I'm sitting in the sunshine and I'm listening to the birds, and it's a very good day to be alive. See you Tuesday.
Hello. Good to see you. Hope I'm coming through loud and clear. Poet and beard owner, the story beast here. And it was probably a while since we were last in the hallowed halls of school.
But today we're starting a new art project.
And part of that project is making one of these.
It's a forget-me-not.
Now, someone's going to come along and tell you how to make one in a moment. Don't trust myself to talk and make one at the same time, lest I give myself an accidental haircut. But they are quite simple to make, and I'm sure an adult will come and help you if you need it. And once you're done making your forget-me-not, they're going to be collected up and used as part of a brand new art installation, a paper statue
Knotted together from your flowers and flowers made by pupils from all over the island.
However, making the flowers is only half the job. Take a moment to think about the world around you. Not just the island, not just the country or the planet, but the world around you. When something big like the coronavirus pandemic happens, everything changes. The world can't help but change to keep pace with it. Perhaps you can see some of those changes around you today. Your school might look different, perhaps even your friends.
They're not smaller, they're just further away.
Perhaps your teachers look different. I mean, it's been 3 months. Anything could have happened. The family you were isolating with may even have changed, but it's hard to see those changes because they're so little and happening so gradually that you don't even notice it. And of course, the hardest person to see changing is you, because it's hard to see yourself changing from out of your own eyes. And as much as it's important to be able to accept that things change, it's also important that you feel happy being able to talk about some of the changes, good and bad. Because when we talk about things together, we can find ways to make the world around us a bit better. And because I'm a poet, I've written what I feel into a poem. It's about making things and memory, and it's called Forget-me-nots. The Forget-me-not. Remember me, and make yourself a memory. Make yourself a place to be in a field of flowers or a cup of tea. Give yourself a moment's grace to live within a different place, to find a moment you can own and walk into the past alone. To find a moment, however brief, to be yourself in your joy and grief. The forget-me-not flower comes into bloom between an April and a June. Sometime between a then and now, when time and hedgerow can allow. Scientific name, Myosotis, which means a mouse's ear. Though mouse's ears don't look like that, so that's a bit unclear. Also known as scorpion grass for the curve of its stem and petals. Again, can't quite see it, but that is hella metal. And though it flowers all over the land, looking neither mousy-eared nor curvy, and grows in every part of Britain, it's very rare in Jersey. Supposedly a knight one day, in the long ago and the far away, in France, decided he would pick, by the banks of a river so the story depicts, a little blue flower for his lady love, but tumbled in. And his head above the raging waters and terrible rocks called out to his love to forget me not. And that's how the flower's name was got, if you believe the legend, which I do not. We don't live in legends, but in the here and now, and sometime between an April and a June and bits of March. Anyhow, we learned how to be together by staying apart. We learned old faces off by heart, seeing them shining in screens or speakers, family, friends, occasionally teachers. We had to learn new ways of being, new ways of listening, new ways of seeing. And for all of the ways that we might have felt scared, there were other ways that it just made us aware of these strange times, these challenging times, these uncertain times, these unprecedented times. And history's always unprecedented. Every generation has felt that and meant it. But what we didn't necessarily see was quite how kind we would have to be. As the shops all shut and the football went off, we became aware of every cough. How much we rely on everyone else, like a single organism looking out for itself, watching for danger wherever we looked, and at the whens and the whos of who it took. And that's why we remember, because without memory, this is just an unconvincing tree. These are some cows. These are some toads, just hanging about on St. Helier's roads. These are just some people setting a rug out for a picnic on a long-forgotten day because time has now eclipsed it. We make statues to mark memories of our handiwork, hardships and histories, like handprints on the walls of a cave. Pyramids and passage graves, reminding us in bronze and stone that the path we walk is never alone. That even your homework or emails sent by computer carry love letters on from the past to the future, announcing our presence to a widening world that, like paper flowers, we once unfurled. That we kept together by staying apart and filled up the space between with art, filling forget-me-nots up like archives with the unfinished stories of our lives.
Say Phillies, how's it going? Alright, so today I'm here with the Art House jersey and my name's Glenn Fox and we're going to be making some flowers, a little bit like this. Each one's got to represent a memory of your time in lockdown. I'm an artist and a lot of my spare time is done with this and also a skateboarder. But let's crack on and do this. So firstly what you want to do is get the tracing paper, fold it in half. You've got to fold it 3 times. You've got to fold it in half, fold it again. Then you get your template, place it on the bit of tracing paper, draw around it. Right, so you want to do it twice on that bit of tracing paper and then cut around the flowers. So the next step, you have to count out your flowers, make sure you've got 16 of them, put them to one side, make it all tidy. Grab your next template, which will be the smaller piece, so it'll be the inside petals. Do the same thing with your A4 bit of paper. So fold it 3 times, grab your template and draw around it. Right, so once you've drawn around it, you then need to cut around it again. There's always room for mistakes. So once you cut them all out, count them again. So you should have 16 of each of them, and then crack on with the next bit. And the next part you want to be doing is grabbing your selected colours and drawing on the petal piece, so the smaller piece. And then with the upper colour, shade in the middle, and it looks like this. that, yeah. With each piece, you've got to do that exact same colorway. And once you finish that, you need to start gluing them all together. Get your Pritt stick. So you get the smaller inside flower, stick it on top of the bigger flower. So the next step, the string's got to be threaded on the needle, and you put it through the flower. So with the needle, you'll pierce a hole in the center, and you'll thread the string through. So once that's done, you want to grab your string. It should roughly be about 3 meters. Start doing your forget-me-nots. So to start with, you need to get the end of the string and produce an easy knot. Just tie it through. The next part, you look at your knot, make sure it's firm so the flowers can't slide off. And the next step, you get each flower, you get the first flower, and you feed it through from the other side of the string. Just keep feeding it. It reaches the end like that, so it can't fall off. Right, cool, once you've got that all firm, it ain't falling off, you start with the first knot. And this is where you've got to tell your first memory of lockdown. And mine was realising that we could only have 2 hours to skate each day, which was all right. Right, so once that's done, we need to do exactly the same for each individual flower and have each memory. All right. So the next memory for me was remembering that lockdown was about being with your friends, online, I guess, talking online, and being closer to your family and doing things more at home, being more involved. And this memory was going to be to bring things back to the paper, doing a lot of digital work. I realised I need to go back to the old-fashioned way of drawing, so I did a lot of original drawing on paper. That was good. So now we're coming up to the last memory. And that last memory was, as soon as they said we could be free from the lockdown, we went out skating all day. That was the best feeling. Right, so moving on to the last bit, once that's tight and solid, if you've got any excess string, you can either cut it so it's neat, or you can tie it up in a bundle. Just make sure it looks fresh, tidy like that. You're gonna have 16 flowers. I'm sure it'll be looking better than mine. But once you've got them all together, I'm sure it'll be looking good. Get some Hawaii vibes on there. I just want to say thank you to Art House Jersey. I hope that all you kids enjoy this task you've got to fulfill and smash it and make it look good, because when they'll be all together, I'm sure it'll be a bit of a display. Thank you.
So there we are. Hop to it, you. Sure yours will look a lot better than mine. But good luck.